mailed this to you. And I was like, yeah, I kind of thought it was odd that you didn't mail it to us. And he was like, well, I was told by my guy that we couldn't do that. And I was like, you absolutely can do that. Instead of getting billed for 3 hours for me to come out and pick up an item. Silly. But anywho's, have you been?
I'm hanging in there. The usual.
Good, bad, struggles. I'm going to talk about my struggles on the front end of the podcast as an apology to our listeners.
Oh, why? What happened?
Well, after Friday's incident, part of Friday's incident was the reinstallation of Windows straight up, like from scratch, no backups. And that means now I have to go and get the podcast back off of that SD card and put it back on after finding my audio editing software again. And I had to re-edit the podcast. It was like, I can't say for certain, like, yep, I was going to put it out Friday, but like it was pretty much in a done state where I was going to put out the Big Bonanza episode Friday.
Yeah.
And then that happened. So it's back in, got to start all over again because I just have to edit it all over again.
So that podcast that we did where
the live three of us
are, it's no longer.
It's not gone. It just was supposed to be released last week. And now here we are recording this week's. I still want to get it done and released because it was a big deal that we were all together. But because it was being actively edited, it was like still on my C drive and everything. It wasn't in long term and everything still is there. Like I have all my old podcasts because I save them on the like 12 terabyte hard drive that I have. But reinstalling Windows meant starting from literal scratch. And so I have to get an audio editor installed again. And then I've got to re-edit the podcast.
Okay.
So on the out front, because
did everyone else upload their stuff to the Google Drive?
I know you did. I know I did. I have not checked recently if Jake did, mainly because he did not ask me how to get logged in. Which I assume he did not do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know he's got some good pictures, so I want to get all that together. Ugh. Yeah, this weekend has just been a whole thing.
Yeah, no, sounds like it. I saw that you like left all the Discords.
Yeah. Oh no. So what happened is because I think I told you the general gist, but
yeah.
Well, you know what? No, I'll tell you on the podcast because again, it's my apology. There's a giant, really, really bad reason why everything just went away. It's funny. I may even just like call him out because he was not smart about blocking me. And so I still have all of his messages and stuff, including the one that like he got with me. But TLDR, someone impersonated a former student that I had worked with and hit a Trojan in a game file. So really tore up a lot of my accounts and information and everything. There's 2 silver linings, 2.5 even.
You want to cover that on the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring it up again, but I'll tell you, silver lining 1, it was just the Hotmail, wasn't the Gmail, wasn't anything else. So none of our stuff is affected. None of my primary stuff is affected. So cool. It was my Hotmail, which is my oldest account, but it was my Microsoft account, so that's how they got in. And but what was funny is the half silver lining, because the other silver lining is Halo Infinite works again. I know it's a really dumb thing to look at as a silver lining, but I haven't been able to play Halo Infinite for 6 months because the game just won't launch. Did a fresh install of Windows, and like I'm sitting there going like, all right, what do I need to reinstall? Okay, I need Discord, I need Steam, I need Firefox, so on and so forth. And then I go, I wonder if Halo works now. And so I installed it and like booted right up. And I was like,
yeah,
I gotta thank that hacker sometimes. But the half silver lining is that he literally gave me a list.
Mhm.
Like I have a list of all the accounts that he got into, and so as such I can just go, oh, change this one, change this one, change this one. And that's what I did for 2 days. Is I strung him along because you have to ask for money. I just strung him along and changed all my passwords.
Mhm.
So the only thing that's out there right now is my passport photo that I used for verification. It's a little annoying that that's out there, but there's not a whole lot you can do with a picture of a passport.
Mhm.
They want the real thing so they can flip through it. And they got my ID, picture of my ID, only the front, not the back.
Mhm.
And that's fine because that's what I'm replacing as we speak anyway, because it has the wrong address. So like you kind of have some stuff on me, but you mostly don't. And then realistically, you hacked a guy with at the time $17 in his bank account, no savings, a 500 credit score, and 3 kids.
Mhm.
There's nothing you can get out of me. I'll sell your information. Single person information is like $10 on the black market. Like nobody wants a single account information, especially if it's one they can't use. Oh, we're gonna go just get a loan in your name. Good luck. I can't. Remind me, who's the champion so I can be mad at him?
Jake.
Oh, perfect. And he's not here. Big shot. No shows, got the championship, no shows. After like a week plus buffer, no shows. Typical. Getting into the salty spirit. All right.
There you go.
We're live. We've been live pre-show. But it's 7:00, so we'll get started. I noticed they lowered the price. Lowered the price back down for maybe? Yeah, that works. Yeah. They lowered the price back down for you noticing I'm changing the styles.
Yeah, I don't like that one. It's not symmetrical.
Oh, you want it full.
Yeah, symmetry looks good.
Let's see. Do I like that style? I guess that's just different colors. Let's do minimal, and then let's do like a dark green. No. Let's do a quick pop green. They believe it or not, they've updated everything since we last recorded with StreamYard. And so I'm now just like going like, oh, what? And it's also where I saw that they lowered the price a little bit on the step up plan. It used to be like 50 plus, now it's like 44. And so now I'm like, it's not a good time to say I have no money and then I'm going to now get another subscription. But that's getting into like reasonable for me to pick up range, because then I could have multiple team leads. We could stream to multiple places. We could get rid of that StreamYard watermark and put our own watermark, all that stuff. But anyway, the media assets look different too, but they're so much easier to keep track of. All right. Thankfully, all that's on here, so I didn't have to worry about losing that. What is raunchy making of a? Is this the when we did your theme song?
Nothing about me.
Yeah.
I remember that. We had entrance music, and then Jake could never come up with anything. Alrighty, got that. That's now set. Nice little practice thing. All right, shall we get started? Are you at least aware of some things that happened in wrestling since we last
Abs-
spoke?
Absolutely not.
Cool. Best wrestling podcast ever. We are on it. Do you have a quick minute?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, you gotta. Just going ahead and mentally preparing for when I start hearing words like how long and time and how many seconds or whatever the hell you're going to say this time. Okay. Ouch. Freaking headphones falling apart. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Good evening. You are about to enter into a podcast of mostly sounds, possible sights, but mostly auditory, we'll call it therapy for your ears. Those of you with weak stomachs, it's okay. We don't affect the stomach. But those of you with a high knowledge of wrestling and deep trivia knowledge, you should probably leave because we're going to say some wrong things. But it's okay though, because we here are going to speak beautiful tones, great decibels, perfect frequencies, and just a little bit of sass, spice, and totally getting it wrong opinions. But that's okay because this is the Quick Pop Podcast.
In the ring, we're talking loud. Ace shaking, rocks you proud. Quick Pop Podcast all around. Wrestling fans, we break it down. Hit a slam, hit a roar. Every night we give you more. From the mat to the core. Tune in fans, let's explore. Quick Pop Podcast, we ignite every fight.
That's right. This is the Quick Pop Podcast. I am Ace of Spades Card, and as always, in some form, shape, or pattern, I am joined by at least one illustrious co-host, and this time I have the pleasure of sitting down with one Aranchi Aran. How are you doing today, sir?
Bow, ba 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 bow, ba bow, ba bow, bo ba 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 bo, bell bow ba ba bo bo, ba 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 bell bo, ba 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 bo,
Bow, 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 bow,
ba 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 ba,
bow, 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 bow.
ba ba.
Give me your wisdom, Skydog.
Yeah, I'm here, I guess.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm hanging in
I
there.
feel like I haven't seen you in a week and some change.
2 weeks, maybe.
Well, let's see.
1 week, 1 week, 2
Yeah,
weeks.
about a week and some change.
Yeah,
Only one Saturday has passed between the two of us.
yeah, yeah. It was there. It was there.
I mean, and I saw you Sunday, so I mean, it's right at like 8
Yeah.
days. For those of
Yeah,
you who are
it's
like
been a little bit.
absolutely confused, how are they seeing each other? I thought they see each other all the time. Isn't this a video podcast? Is Ace going senile? Yes, 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 and yes. However, there was a little event that happened eon while back called One All In, aka AEW's basically WrestleMania minus the 2 nights. Although someone asked me, they were like, "Do you think AEW will ever go 2 nights?" And I was like, I'm mixed because on the one hand, I want to say no, but on the other, if they can like fill those 2 nights like they filled the one night, sure, give it to me. And you can spread it out where I'm not at the stadium for 8+ hours straight. Sure, give it to me.
Now, here's the thing with this. I think it has been recorded that AEW Y'all In was legitimately the longest wrestling pay-per-view in the United States. Also, keep in mind that I was not tired when we left that venue. And also keep in mind that the sun, even though it was raining, there was still sunlight.
Yeah,
it was
came
not
out
like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, like the previous record holder. I think was what, WrestleMania 35, the one that was in MetLife.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, like,
I felt great.
That's we'll see that it's a 2-parter. For one, comfortable baseball seats, so you know can't really.
The seats were like one of the best parts about it because
they weren't like the classic plastic that you expect in stadiums.
Yeah.
So
No, they were actually legit good feeling seats.
yeah, so he had good seats, and it helped because a lot of times you get that tired feeling because you're able to find like a low point, and that's necessary a lot of times in wrestling. But like when it's just, I mean, to quote a phrase, banger after banger after banger after banger, it helps you, like, you create a new baseline, so you don't have to go like, oh man, I'm kind of feeling down after that last one. It's just like steady throughout, so when you get out, then you're like, yeah, I'm jazzed. Now it didn't help that we then went, ate our body weight in chicken, and then tried to sit down and record, because I think as soon as we finished, everyone was like, okay, so bed.
Right. No, the thing about it is, like, we're not starting a pay-per-view at 5 in the afternoon and going
Yes.
all the way into midnight, 1 a.m. We started this pape, I guess when they started doing actual wrestling, we started
About
at
1.
1.
Yeah.
And so we got out at a decent hour, and it's like, okay, our bodies are still like, the night is not over yet, is
Right.
basically what I'm saying. And I think that was,
If we had kept
I was
moving,
kind
we
of
probably
iffy
could have
about,
kept going.
yeah, if I was kind of iffy about like the really, really early start time, but after getting out, after that
Yeah.
event, it's like, you know
It's
what?
nice
Why
because you
aren't
don't feel like
people
you have
doing
to
this?
you don't feel like you have to, like, force yourself if you wanted to do something after. Like, we probably, if we were just, like, flush with cash, I could have seen us like, "Hey, let's go out, like,
Go check out
downtown
the
and just check
Tokyo
stuff out."
Joshi show with
Yeah.
Maki Ito.
Go check out
I
the
know
after party,
there was
go
an
to, like,
emo night with Priscilla
yeah.
Kelly, Shotzi, and William Beckett of the Academy Is.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that we could have.
I
We
know
just
Jake was so mad about that when I
Right.
told him that it happened, like that was going on. He's like, "Man, these websites got to be better about like letting us know when these events are happening." I'm like,
They did.
"I knew about this for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, but I know that
You weren't looking for it. That's the problem.
yeah, no, it pops up on my Instagram feed that, like, was it Trash Boy was going to wrestle William Beckett from the Academy Is, and that you got Effie, Shotzi, Priscilla Kelly, all of them gonna do like a emo DJ set because it was an emo night.
Right.
And if all of us were like flush with money, that would have been something we all could have gone. Well, I know for me and Jake, we would have loved to go to emo night.
I'd have taken y'all to that. If I felt that we all could have made it in, I'd have taken y'all to that.
Oh, and then apparently the Tokyo Joshi show that they had was, I think it was almost at max capacity. They had about 2K people going there after All In, which is absolutely wild. Like, you finish like 7-8 hours of wrestling and you still want to devour more wrestling. And so you see Maki Ito with like a cake
See,
or
but that's just
like a
it.
hammer or something like that.
That's just it. It would have to be a very specific couple of wrestlers that I'd be like, all right, one more round. Let's do this one more round. Like, if they were like, if y'all were like, hey, there's this New Japan show, and y'all started listing off a bunch of people, and it wasn't even like recognizable names, bunch of people, I'd just be like, all right, yeah, I guess we can go. And it would have been just kind of like, yeah, sure, let's go. But as soon as you say Maki Ito, it's like, you can't miss that. You don't know what she's gonna do. That's the problem.
I found out one of my friends, because we, of course, I'm an artist, and we had a show in Houston, and one of my friends, they told me that they went to TJPW show in Houston because that's where they were before they went to Dallas. They did 2 nights over there, and they're like, I was kind of expecting to see you there because you said you were not going to be at Anime Matsuri because of wrestling. And I was like, no, like, I went out of town. But they got to see Maki Ito, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, nice, awesome, cool.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, one day we will watch Maki Ito again. Have you seen a Maki Ito show?
I've seen several Maki Ito matches.
Like live?
I want to say I've seen one live.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say one of the shows that we watched either the day before or earlier in the day for SummerSlam, when me, Jake, and other Jake, Justin, not other
Mhm.
Jake, Justin went to Nashville to see SummerSlam. I want to say somewhere there I saw Maki Ito because she does, and it's mainly because I have a visceral like visual memory of
Mhm.
her doing her like fall over like slam.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I've looked at that with my eyes. Oh, it wasn't that. It was the AEW show in Nashville that me and Jake went to. Maki was on that show.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
that
have
was the same
seen her.
time. That was the same time I watched Maki because it was a Houston show. It was at the Fertitta Center. And this was like CM Punk just came into AEW. So Collision wasn't a thing and all that. And I remember all of a sudden Brooklyn the Hole started playing, and here comes Maki Ito, and it was like, yeah, nice. Love Maki Ito. But I wish that we could talk about All in depth, but we kind of already did that, right?
Yes, I was going to get into that. It just, I don't know if I can like compress all that I want to say
Oh,
about
go for it. Just
the all in thing. Well, it's just there's so much. I don't think I can like compress it into a short enough amount of time.
I wish. Okay, I will say I wish Jake is here. I'll save it for next podcast
Yeah.
because on the podcast that hasn't been released yet, I did say that I was gonna rewatch the Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada match because that was the only match where I was like, I think I need to digest this one
Yes.
in like
Because
sitting
so much
down and watching it on
happened both
screen.
in and out that like you
Yeah.
couldn't fully focus.
Yeah. So I'll have my opinion on that. But
Mhm.
like even though you're not a fan, like you're absolutely completely 110% out on this guy. He did release his star ratings for
Oh, Meltzer.
yeah.
I've softened on him, not a lot, but just a hair.
Yeah.
Because I still respect his star ratings. I just don't like the Wrestling Observer's awards.
I will say, can you believe that we witnessed 2 5.5 star matches?
I actually can. Based on everything that we saw, I 100% can believe that we saw 2 5.5 matches.
And
What were
then
they?
so it was Swerve and Osprey versus the Young Buckles,
That makes sense.
and then it was Hanger Moxley.
So the Swerve and then Hanger. Interesting.
But
I mean,
the other two that you're probably thinking about were 4.75.
okay, so they were right on.
Yeah, so
okay.
Tony Mercedes got 4.75,
and
and Kenny
Okada,
Okada, yeah, 4.75.
Okay, yeah, and that makes sense. All the others were just as good, just like
Yeah.
a little less on the investment.
And check this. That wasn't even the best match that he rated that weekend.
Oh, what was the best match that he rated that weekend?
It was Bandito and Takeshita. That was 5.75.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well,
so yeah, no, that's pretty heckin' wild.
Can't hate the game.
Could officially say those are the highest rated shows that I've been to. I know that coming away from All In, that's the best event that we've ever like been to.
Yes. I think there's a close second would go to actually one of the local wrestling shows that me and Jake went to.
Mm-hmm.
With third being the SummerSlam that we went to.
Yeah.
But that was mainly because that was where I got to meet Psycho Clown and
nice.
And so I was like, now when everyone goes like, do you have like a AAA favorite wrestler or something? I'm like, yes, actually.
Psycho Clown. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have to think of all those
legitimately.
Other, no, it's Psycho Clown. Done. End of story.
Yeah. I think previously it was 2020 Royal Rumble before the whole world went weird.
Oh yeah.
Right before the world because that was Edge's return to the dub.
That just reminds me of the absolute funniest thing that has come out of All In, which is Edge returns to save his friend Christian after he gets his stuff in.
Oh yeah, no. I think I saw like a compilation of like Edge doing it and then Jeff Hardy doing it, and
Jeff
there was
Hardy
like
doing it.
one other person that was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get my stuff in, and then I'm gonna go save my friend."
Yeah,
I don't remember who that
it
third person
is.
was.
But I know exactly what video you're talking about.
Yeah.
There like there really needs to be like a top 10 list of like wrestlers getting their stuff in before making
Oh
the save.
gosh, that reminds me also. I need to get stuff set up for. I know the season is about to happen.
Right?
Football.
Yeah.
I need to get that set up and see how we're gonna do the pick'ems because here was my thought process. 2020 Royal Rumble was my favorite event before Y'all In.
Mhm.
There was one sour note to the 2020 Royal Rumble for me. I had booked the 2020 Royal Rumble to be the event where we find out our picks for the fantasy football draft. And we didn't see Rusev, we didn't see Bobby Lashley, and there were a couple of people that they represented. And so it was like, man, that sucks because we always did like the Royal Rumble for it, which I think we might return to this year if I have enough time. Doing a Royal Rumble to pick the draft picks.
That'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was such a good classic like thing of like picking a wrestler and then tuning in to watch just the silliest of things.
Yeah, no, it's so much fun. And the fact that 2020, that was supposed to be the time we did it live. I even had like a folded sheet of paper and like a small little marker. That way I could keep track of when my pick in the draft is going to be. And we eventually had to call it a bust because two of the representative wrestlers were not wrestling in the Royal Rumble. I think they had an altercation backstage and they didn't show up. So it was kind of lame, but we did get to see Edge. My friend texted me. He's like, dude, I cannot believe that you have now been to two shows where Edge has come back after injury.
Mm-hmm. It's such a weird, like, you know how
if you want Edge healed, take me to your show.
It's, you know, remember back in SmackDown where you would used to come up with like the weird factoids for each wrestler? They would say like Matt Hardy, former tag team champion or 2 times tag team champion, and then they'd have like a weird little like extra bit about them that they'd come up with for you. Like 4-time or whatever. I'm just throwing out a number. 4-time pick'em champion, and then most likely to return Edge to wrestling.
Yeah. So Cope, if you're ever injured again, just give me a ticket to an AEW show, and I'm pretty sure you will be nursed back to health.
When you're like, yeah, I'm feeling it, but like, I'm just not sure what's gonna do. Hey, is Ron gonna be at the next show? He all right, I got this.
Yeah, no, he texted me about it. And I was like, you know what, dang, you're absolutely right.
100% right.
Like, you're not wrong. And at first, I wanted to discredit him. It's like, well, like, Cope came back from like, Cope didn't leave for like so many months, so many years, but he was like, dude, he did come back from injury. And we weren't exactly expecting it, but also we were kind of expecting it. And so it was like, okay, all right. I have now officially, I am the one that brings Edge back to wrestling. Just heard it here first. I brought Edge back. You're welcome. Oh, I brought Cope back. You're welcome.
You brought back Cope. Thanks. Now AEW fans can cope.
Yeah, and go find themselves and all that mess.
I'm so intrigued to see how that plays out.
I can't wait till that podcast that we recorded comes out, because there are certain spots in it, like, I don't want to spoil it, but
oh no, let me tell you
what
part that I am definitely looking forward to oh, I don't know, having to look through and listen through again, that's definitely not my favorite part.
Oh yeah.
Certain like 5-minute stretch
Yeah.
where lies and slander happened.
It's not lies and slander. I mean, okay, so we rib you a lot. So we rib you a lot, and we've ribbed you
A little bit.
for a good 2 years about certain topics within AEW because I mean, you are mainly a WWE guy.
You know what? We all gotta
Right.
pick a t-shirt to wear.
Yeah, no, that's more than fair. So Jake and we start to rib you about the whole Excalibur thing, which 110% still believe.
Proved. No, clearly not not the case. We knew he was down there.
You were the first person ever out of all three of us to go to an AEW show because you broke in half because of Jon Moxley and Brody Lee.
Yes, that's true.
But just this going, I don't want to say names. I don't want to put stuff out
that they cause wrestlers to come back. You sure are pushing hard for me to be that guy. I think maybe you are that guy.
No, it's definitely not me because I don't have the
scoop
voice
on whether or not wrestlers are coming
that's
back.
silky smooth.
Who's got the inside scoop on when wrestlers coming back? I don't know, but suddenly Ron's going to this one particular AEW show. That might be something worth watching.
Right. It's like when is Cope going to be at the next show? Well, let's see what Raunchy's up to.
Ron's going to hit us up with like, "Hey, by the way, I'm coming to, I'm coming
to St. Louis, Missouri for
I'm going to go check out AEW show in St. Louis. I'll let y'all know how it goes." Me and Jake
Edge is coming. Like, Edge is coming.
Yeah, Edge is coming.
But yeah, no, I think with y'all in, that couldn't have been planned more perfect for a certain rib that we do on you. For the specific rib. It's one of your favorite fans. Like you were a mega fan of
that one.
It's not Zack Sabre Jr.
That one. Okay, look.
That was one of the most beautiful ribs to ever rib.
I cannot. The fact that like both of us, both Jake and I, like separately combined experiences to go like, yeah, it's totally him. That was he was like, yeah, I think someone's like, he's in one of these suites. And I was like, yeah, I think he's like right behind us. And he goes, what?
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
That was just so funny because he was so like, guys, you'll never believe who I saw. And we're like, who? And he told us, and I was like, oh yeah. He goes, yeah, I think he's in one of these suites. I'm like, yeah.
And it made how we were feeling during the 0 Hour show like that much better.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a certain video.
Yeah, no, love it. Love it.
I was scrolling through showing, because I you come back from any trip and any like immediate relatives or friends are like, hey, how was it? Did you see everything? Some people who know you're a wrestling fan are like, hey, was it cool? Who did you see? Did you see anybody? And then other people who aren't are like, was Dallas nice? And I'm like, no.
Did you get to see John Cena?
Yeah. Was he there?
Was John Cena there?
Did you have fun driving around in Dallas? No.
Worst. Driving in Dallas is the worst.
Got to go to Micro Center though.
Oh, you did go? Yeah, you did get to go to Micro Center. I don't think we talked about this. We
mentioned it, but it was so brief. I think the only thing I mentioned was that you knew where I was.
Well, Jake wanted us to move it along because he doesn't understand the joys that Micro Center brings to people like you and me. The fact that
all I had to say was like, yeah, I'm at Tech Mecca, and you're like, you're at Micro Center? I'm like, yeah.
I used many expletives in that statement, but I knew exactly.
But yeah, no,
Micro Center.
It was one of those things where I was like, man, if I wasn't broke, if I wasn't on the tail end of money, like, dude, for 3D printing alone, there's 3 aisles of filament. Now, the
Mhm.
only thing I don't like is they clearly have a bias for like 2 or 3 printers, which
Yeah.
sucks because I'm sitting here going like, oh man, I kind of want to go get like, like a new nozzle or something. That's not expensive. I can say I went to Micro Center and bought like a
Mhm.
new nozzle. Nope. It's like if it was not bamboo or some other one, like it wasn't those two, we
Yeah.
don't have them. I was like, man, like
So obviously this podcast right here is like the post y'all in post quick pop post show
this is the
where
post show.
the post show.
Because
You know,
here's the
I
thing.
will
Wrestling is in a holding pattern while everyone's just kind of getting their stuff in before their next thing.
Mhm.
WWE is just coasting till SummerSlam because they're, I'm about 60% on your side. Counter programming Saturday Night Main Event failed completely. Stuff happened. It was a big deal, but
Yeah.
failed completely.
No, I saw a lot of memes where it's like, okay, you go from y'all in to watching Saturday night's main event. Good luck enjoying wrestling for a bit.
Right? Like, how would you watch everything that happened? If let's say All In happened a little earlier and it was able to end, and then we could go out in the car while we were trying to get back home and turn on Saturday Night Main Event and watch that.
No.
You would do it thinking like, oh yeah. And then like what was the first? I don't even remember the first match because there were only like 4 matches.
Beats
I
me.
think it was the US title match, and
Mhm.
like that was of no consequence because nothing changed. There was the we know about the Goldberg Gunther match that was of no consequence, nothing changed.
And then Rollins Knight.
Yeah, and all that did was just hurt Rollins.
Yeah. You know,
Although, to be
okay, I
fair,
will say this.
first
I will
time
bring this
Rollins
up.
hurt himself.
I will bring this up though. Evolution ruled.
Okay, so that's
Evolution
just it.
ruled.
I don't consider Evolution counter programming mainly because
Yeah.
it's on the regular WWE.
Well, I mean, just
day.
like just in general.
Oh yeah. I just mean like everyone going like, oh, WWE tried to counter program the whole weekend. Maybe kind of, especially with Saturday Night Main Event trying to hit it right on
anything
the
on Saturday was directly aimed at AEW. Anything that was programmed on Sunday was in spite
fair game
of
because that's already. They would have already done something. Yeah, the Friday before with the NXT stuff, fine, that happens normally. Saturday was odd. I understand you have Saturday Night Main Event, and it only makes sense if it's on Saturday night. Yeah, but like you're also clearly doing it on this Saturday night. So
yeah.
And then nothing of true consequence happened. So there was that too.
No, so obviously got on a bus Sunday, came back, and then ended up watching Evolution 2. This time it's not Evolution 1. Shout out to people that were fans of Homestar Runner back in the day. Am I showing my age? Yes, absolutely I am. Dangerous 2. This time it's not Dangerous 1.
There you go.
No, I love it. Yeah, Evolution 2, absolutely brilliant. Oh, and can we take credit?
We can.
Jake is a thief.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Jake is a thief. He is a no good scoundrel.
He swooped in with literal seconds.
Literal seconds. This boy swooped in, and
because the entire weekend when we ended leaving All In, we were like, I think it was Minnie who was
all 3 of us were saying Minnie got the title. Minnie got
Minnie
the belt.
Like she perfected All In, except for the
one. How can you perfect a show and not get a title?
Yeah.
Jake finds a way. Jake finds a way.
Night Main Event, and then somehow, with only 2 misses, and I'll be honest with you, the one that she did, we all were kind of surprised by because only Tiffany got it right. Now, her Tiffany and Trish Stratus pick. Sorry, that was on you.
Yeah.
foolish child.
But legit 110%. Jake
Shoulda
is a
had it.
thief.
Yeah.
Jake
And then
is a
showed
thief.
up, and then it was like 35-55, and he got it with 55 seconds.
Little poo poo head man.
100%.
Little stupid poop head man. It's
I'm
horrible.
just sad because like I screwed up the same amount.
Yeah.
And there was nothing I could have done just because it was
I think I did the worst that weekend. I think recalling the
You have
pick'em,
9,
I did.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was the absolute worst.
And that was just because for some reason you thought the Bucks were gonna win.
Yeah.
That was literally the one thing that like there. I mean, obviously, when you're going between like Jade and Naomi, like I could see where you went with Naomi in Evolution.
Yeah, no, that pick was supposed to be for a champion at the end of the night. That pick was supposed to be. Oh, okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. There was a cash in.
Yes,
it was a beautiful cash in. She did the Rollins thing. She turned a singles match into a triple threat.
Yep.
And she
which is why we didn't even like we didn't even mean to. It should have just grayed out the Io versus Ripley match.
It's beautiful. It was a beautiful match, and the fact also, Tony and Mercedes, they put on a heck of a performance at All In.
Oh yeah.
Rhea and Io topped that.
Yeah, somehow. I don't even know how.
They topped it. And
like, it's crazy looking at all the close falls, close finishes,
yeah,
the atmosphere and everything that went into
and taking it outside of the ring when there's no ref, and they're like, all right, F it, we're jumping off of stuff now. We're in the crowd, we're getting all buckaroo bonsai bonanza up in this shindig. That is the match that, like, so good, so hecking good.
Agreed.
If there are like two women in WWE that could pull off a performance like that, it's Io and Rhea. And you got to think about this too. Rhea still has not beat Io in singles competition. Still hasn't. That's going to be the big story probably going into WrestleMania. And I hope that it's the story going into WrestleMania. Why can't Rhea get the big one over Io? I think they're wrestling at SummerSlam, right? Like it's those three together. Now, yeah. Ripley, Io, and Naomi.
Something like that.
I'm here for it.
Yep. Agreed. 100%.
And I love the swerve too, because everyone thought Naomi was going to go after Stratton. But that was the perfect play.
Yeah, no, like
you break Jade and Naomi up a bit too.
Yep. Yeah, that was they very well done, essentially, is how that played out. Very well done. Gosh. That was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend for wrestling, yeah.
Like, aside from that little, like, all right, WWE, you tried. They're in the middle third. They fully came back with Evolution. And I'm gonna be honest with you, after watching Raw and SmackDown and everything, especially SmackDown, freaking I love me some Flair and
Grande
Bliss.
Americano?
Oh, I was gonna say Flair Bliss.
Oh, those two are actually like they grew on me very quickly. Yeah.
Dude,
like getting each other's like hard cam shots and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's
funny.
Like
on SmackDown, like she Trish Charlotte was coming up and she was like, hey, I'm sorry that like got out of hand. We should have had that, but I went and asked Adam Pearce, and now we've got a tag team match at SummerSlam. And I just love Bliss being like, you're trying to endear yourself to me, and then you told me you, Charlotte Flair, just went to Adam Pearce and just asked for a title match at SummerSlam. And I was like,
it's like so meta.
yeah, you got a good point. Hold on. Why do you just get to do these things?
Yeah.
Like,
Because she's Charlotte Flair.
but then she goes, "Oh, I've got a match tonight. I need you to come out there and back me up." She's like, "Do I look like a cheerleader?" And Charlotte was like, "Yeah, you do actually." She goes, "That's right. I'll be your cheerleader." Like, oh my god,
No, the chemistry between those two is
I love the team.
so
We're not
good,
friends. It gives me Kane, Daniel Bryant vibes.
Oh yeah, like,
like-
they're gonna have segments where they're like in therapy or whatnot, and then everyone's gonna be chanting "hug it
It's
out."
like that. In that one, they both didn't want to be friends. In this one of them doesn't, and the other's like, "No, we should totally be friends."
Yeah. How about this? During Evolution, people cheered for Charlotte.
Yes. I think I read something. I think either y'all mentioned it or I read it where Flair was talking about her coming back. She didn't want to be a heel. They brought her back as a heel, but she was like, I don't think it's good to have a comeback as a heel. And then all of the divorce and that one segment with Tiffy happened, and she was like, yeah, no, there is no comeback from this. We have got to figure out some way to hard turn me into a face, but it can't be like you come out and now you're a face. She's like, there's got to be some way to hard turn us into a face. She was like, cool, put me with a face. She's like, what? You're Charlotte Flair, like, aren't you going to go for a single style? She's like, the only way that the crowd's going to come back on my side is if I'm with someone who they're already on their side. And that's why she ended up going with Bliss.
Alexa. Yeah.
Because Bliss 100%.
No, Alexa, stop.
Oops. That's why I just kept saying Bliss. That's why we weren't.
I should have caught on. I should have caught on.
But yeah, that's why she went with Bliss, because she's already got the crowd 100% behind her. She's already like almost like an anti-hero face. Like, she's not like, I'm a good guy. She's like, yeah, I'm just not a jerk all the time.
No, just take the formula from Adam Cole and MJF, and you will print money. Just do that.
So, yeah, I'm loving Team. I love Team We're Not Friends. I love that Charlotte constantly feels the need to wear a T-shirt on top of her ring gear that she's super proud of that says "We're not friends." It gives me like, oh, this is that New Day joy that I've been missing, because New Day used to come down and they would be like the fun. Like, we don't have a lot of like
fun people anymore.
Like, and that's not like wrestling's not fun. Wrestling's still fun, but like, we don't have R-Truth. We don't have New Day. RIP. We don't have Wyatt, like with the Firefly Funhouse, where it was creepy, but it was also silly.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really have Otis anymore, because like now that they're like the American Alpha kind of thing and everything, they're still not big time, but they're trying to get there.
It's not the storyline anymore.
Right. He's more just the muscle than he is like the big stupid, which honestly, fine. I think back to when Otis won Money in the Bank and then lost Money in the Bank for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
shout out to Miz for his second world championship, though.
Yeah,
I love the Miz.
I still to this day do not like the whole like
he is a Hall of Famer.
He didn't
a Hall of Famer. That guy.
Well, yeah, 100%. But I still hate the like. Well, he didn't fully cash in. Like, it was like a 95% cash in. Whatever.
He still cashed in.
He clearly was directing him to cash it in. Get out of here with that. Like,
it's canon. Whatever WWE says, it's true unless we prove otherwise and make a big clamor about it.
I hate that Logan Paul is teaming up with Drew McIntyre of all.
Oh yeah, Jelly Rolls Wrestling.
Jelly Rolls Wrestling. I have no problem with Jelly Roll Wrestling. I have no problem with it being Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, because they're both likable guys. I do not understand this like insert. I'm I do understand it when you see Jelly Roll choke slam Logan Paul on the Tonight Show or the Jimmy Fallon Show or whatever his thing's called.
Did you see that Goldberg is mad upset that Jelly Roll is getting like the build up to a match, and Goldberg just like, oh, I'm
my match,
dude.
Crazy. It's almost like
hear
you
him crash out on Ariel
out.
Helwani. It's so ridiculous. It's so funny. I bet that like you have Bret Hart that's like, bless his soul in Canada, just like smashing.
Yeah, dude. Bret Hart, you know for a fact Bret Hart is watching all of this go down. He's just like pounding beers trying to stop laughing because he's like, that's what you get. You don't get to complain that you didn't have as much buildup when you yourself didn't like announce your match until like 2 weeks before a half pay-per-view.
Jey Uso lost his title because of this.
Yeah.
You need to shut your face.
Jey Uso lost it to Gunther so that you could have a big, strong man that you could fight. But then you made two mistakes. One, you took the title off of like one of the most with the people champion there is. Like you could even argue like, oh, he wasn't really super strong in the ring, or he was like a little guy.
He sports entertained me.
He got the crowd behind him. That alone should have won him everything. The yeets, all that stuff. The fact that like he still has the like crowd power to, in the middle of a match, start his theme music back up.
Yep.
That man was on top of it, and it was 100% organic. And we put it back on Gunther because you didn't want to wrestle Jey.
It's so dumb.
And then after we put it on Gunther, so you didn't have to wrestle Jey, waited till 2 weeks out from the event to announce that you were going to fight at the event. Hey, buddy, if you were really upset that the buildup for your match wasn't really high, there was no time. There physically was not enough time to build up for your match.
Yeah, no, there wasn't at all. Absolutely. You give Jelly Roll like 2-3 weeks leading up to SummerSlam to build that match. I am interested. You give Goldberg like a quick minute and he just poops the bed.
It's insane how like it shouldn't have taken that long for him to do that.
That's how it felt.
That match was super short.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. It was long.
No, the match was like one of the longest matches that Goldberg has had
out
since like
all the slow pandering.
Yeah.
How long do you think it was if we cut out all of the like the stupid
the huffing and Gaston,
like
just include like any sort of offense? Man, it was probably like 58 seconds.
You think 58?
Yeah.
Let's give him credit. Let's add 2 seconds in for his entrance where he was like actively doing something on the ramp, because most of that was backstage. So let's add 2 more seconds to like his actual entrance.
Yeah, well, just like his knees, it's time to pop. It's the quick pop, quick minute.
It's the quick pop, quick minute.
Welcome to the Quick Pop, Quick Minute. I'm your one and only host of this wrestling report within a wrestling podcast, Raunchy Boobs. The Quick Pop, Quick Minute allows us to get up to date with the wrestling news that we may or may not cover in the show. So let's ring that bell and let's take it home. Ring of Honor World Champion Bandito has been wrestling nonstop across AEW, Ring of Honor, and CMLL, earning praise for his performances, but reportedly feeling the physical toll of his grueling schedule. Despite being banged up, Bandito continues to compete, including recent matches in Mexico alongside Mystico, as his high-profile year rolls on following his April title win over Chris Jericho. TNA Slammiversary broke records with over 7,500 fans at UBS Arena, marking the highest attended event in the promotion's history. But the buzz quickly turned sour as fans voiced frustration over NXT talent dominating the night. Despite Bully Ray defending the decision to have Trick Williams retain over hometown favorite Mike Santana, he acknowledged on Busted Open Radio that the lack of a satisfying finish left many fans disappointed. TKO has implemented major changes to its severance plan, including reducing payouts and tightening eligibility, sparking concern among WWE staff about potential upcoming layoffs. According to Fightful Select, this new policy offers less severance per year of service and limits benefits by job title, leaving many longtime employees feeling blindsided amid rumors of Vince McMahon's return to wrestling. WWE has partnered with Fandango, not Fandango, and Regal Cinemas to bring both nights of SummerSlam 2025 to the big screen, allowing fans to experience the event live and in select theaters across the United States. The deal includes special ticket packages with perks like exclusive merch and may signal more theatrical WWE events in the future as the company continues to expand its live entertainment reach. And finally, AEW has announced that Wrestle Dream 2025 will take place on Saturday, October 18th at the Chalifets Arena in St. Louis, Missouri, marking the company's return to the venue that hosted the first ever Dynasty pay-per-view. With the past Wrestle Dream events delivering major moments like Adam Copeland's AEW debut and Bryan Danielson's retirement, AEW President Tony Khan hopes this year's show will become another milestone in St. Louis's rich wrestling legacy. And that just so happens to be the 1, 2, 3 on the Quick Pop Quick Minute.
We found it. We found it just right under the wire, but we found it.
You know, honestly, I'm going to legitimately tell you the fact that we didn't do it in the first 10. I wanted to see how long we could take it until I actually do it.
For the record, I tried really hard to work time-based puns into multiple parts. And when you didn't bite, I was like, oh, he must not be ready.
No, I was ready the entire time. I just wanted to see how long I could go without doing it.
No, I know what you mean. And that's why when I heard you, when you said like something about like time that he could have done it, I was like, finally, let's do this. Because
we don't do the Quick Pop Quick Minute until I'm ready. Until I'm ready to go. Until I say it's time.
Okay, cool. On this exact podcast, I will point out multiple times I laid up some kind of time-based something to where we could work, and you were just like, no. But you two idiots on the other end of this microphone have the nerve to, anytime I don't immediately comply with a segue that you guys are trying to force, have the nerve.
No, this one I was going for the record.
Now it makes sense.
This one I was going for the record.
That you were just like, no, we do the quick minute when I'm ready to do the quick minute. If that is not the most Total Divas, it's on my
Watch Total
time
Divas.
nonsense.
It's on Hulu.
Just, I'm not actually mad, but there are so many times when you guys are like, come on, Ace, get with the segue. No.
Yeah, why don't you play along? Why don't you play along with us? Come on.
Done with you.
No.
In the spirit of openness, though, I am hard-coded because I was waiting for you to do that so I could say my little piece. And I hate to end on a somber note. It's not somber.
Oh, you were waiting until I did my piece so you could do yours? Dude, yes. If I would have done it as early as possible, I would have done it as early as possible if that was the case, because I know your news, and your news sucks.
Yes, I know. And that's why I was like, let's get that out of the way before we talk about all this fun stuff.
We're literally going, okay, we're going to go good news, bad news. Well, I got good news and bad news. Which one do you want? No one ever says, I want the good news first. You want to end on a good note. And now we're ending on a bad note. All right, fine.
We're going to end on a good note. Don't worry. I've still got one last thing to say. It's
okay,
cool, I look at the timer slowly creeping up to that third digit. Yeah. I'm like,
so I'm going to move the mic away from me. And you're
No.
It
It's
hurt
not, I'm
like
not
a
gonna.
butt cheek on a stick. All right,
I'm
here we
not
go.
going to be very long. I'm probably just going to take 60 seconds in order to do what I need to do. 60 seconds, like a quick 60.
It's like
Fight me.
quick 60
Fight
and it
me.
turns into like 5 minutes.
I think I literally said at the start, like, he could probably get it in real quick, right? And then you were just like, yeah, and then they did, and I was like, no, it's not actually that bad. It makes it sound like I have this big giant announcement that I need to make or something like that. It has nothing to do with that. It just is 100% for those of you who care, which I know is a lot of you. Anybody who listens to this podcast has to be listening to it for some kind of like on a weekly basis kind of thing. But I will say it was very obvious that last week there was no podcast. Now, nobody died, nothing horrible physically happened to anybody. It's not like we were sick. We alluded to it multiple times during this podcast. We, the boys, obviously went to y'all in. Sorry, let me excuse my vernacular. We obviously went. And so, of course, if you think the three of us are going to be in the same room and not record an episode together, you're insane. Now, granted, it was chaotic because it was after 8 or 9 hours of AEW wrestling, and then another 30 to 45 minutes of us finding food, and then also finding out that apparently Ron did really well at one of his cons because I watched Ron order enough food that normally would seat a family of 6, and then he put that stuff down in one.
You want to know the crazy part about all that?
What's that?
We did less than half of what we did last year.
Well, I mean, you win some, you lose some, but you gotta treat yourself sometimes. So, I'm not picking on you for that, but y'all
also, whenever I put the mic like close to does it look like I'm talking into a big microphone?
It either looks like you're talking into a big microphone, or it looks like you're those influencers who have a podcast who they feel like they don't understand you could see everything, so they're like, yeah, let me tell you about what happened to me yesterday when I was walking down the streets of LA, and they don't change from this. They just feel like I have to tell you and everybody sitting next to you exactly what happened, and then they put the mic like real close. Like, it's just the worst. Anyway, there was an episode. It was a hearty episode. I don't think it was too much longer than a normal one, but there was an episode in the works, and then there was also a lot of video content. Not as much video content as I would have liked. Fun fact, I told my wife about the fact that like our phones were dying, and I really should have brought my battery pack. Like, I have a thick battery pack for that very purpose. And she was like, I thought about that as you walked out the door, and I was like, if he really needed it, he would have asked for it. And I told her, wait, you have my battery pack? She goes, yeah. Dadgummit. We had the podcast. We recorded it live. It was great. We had some video interviews, very good stuff. I wanted to get them out on a timely basis. There was a little bit of a hiccup of just like the sheer volume of everything I had to get off people's phones, off of mobile recording sets and everything. Last Friday around noon, a friend of mine had reached out to me, and I say friend, we're going to put those in ginormous air quotes. A friend of mine from school that I had worked with before reached out to me on Discord, and we hadn't spoken in a hot minute, but I had worked with him before when I was in school, playtesting games. And so they reached out and said, hey, would you mind looking at this game that me and my partner are working on? I want to see, like, I want to get some feedback on it. And so I, downloaded it. It was a Unity game, and I was like, that's weird. We use Unreal, but we also used Unity back in the day, so I guess it's not totally out of the realm. Tried to run it, and it gave me like a Unity run error. So I was like, yep, that's what you get for Unity engine. There's probably some specific thing that I don't have that I need to have. And so I started going like, hey man, it's not functioning right. The game's not launching. Is everything okay? Like, am I missing something? And then I started getting notifications on my phone that various security settings were being removed and altered on my email account. And thankfully, I had the foresight and quick thinking that I could quickly change my password from my Microsoft Authenticator. But it was right about that same time. And I'll show you, Ron, so you can see the absolute devastation. Let me share my screen real quick, because it really is messed up. Share my screen.
So you got like big time hacked.
Oh yeah, it hit. So hey, look at that behind the scenes.
Whoa.
I've showed you before how this used to be like literally stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, gone. Every one of the Discord servers I was in was gone.
Yeah, you need an invite to
one of-
mine. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Why
Every one
why'd
of
you
the-
do that?
Well, I'm slowly recovering. All of my this is the idiot, by the way. This and this.
There are two?
Well, so this is the account that I think he compromised and like had a hold of, because this is the account that way back when. Let me see if I can get all the way to the top without revealing stuff. I had worked with this person before.
Yeah.
And we had done play tests and everything before. Like, that's why this wasn't like out of the realm of like expectation. Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Is he saying slurs? Okay, he's not saying
No, I
slurs.
I don't do that.
Anyway, so yeah, he had hit me up and was like, hey, want to play test my game? And then this account started messaging me with like all the stuff that he had gotten and everything. So like all of these messages were wiped out, all of my friends were wiped out, all of these were wiped out. What was funny is several people messaged me when that happened, because it's obvious, like, whoa, this is weird. And what he ended up doing was he put them on like ignore lists, so I would never see the messages, because if they were deleted, I could check my deleted messages.
Yeah.
He put them on ignore lists so like it wouldn't show. The only reason I knew this is because I got back into some of the servers and loads of messages said that they were ignored. I was like, why are these ignored? And then I could see, and so I had to go like to my Discord and stuff and like unignore them. But yeah, he really got into my stuff. So he showed me like a list of all different accounts that he had the passwords to and everything. He showed a picture of my passport and my ID, which was silly, because you can't really get away with a lot with like a picture of your passport unless it's like something very hyper specific, and the steps you would have to get to that point, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then he had my ID, which is old, expires next year, and has the wrong address anyway. So you've got my driver's license number, but like, congrats, you can pay my parking tickets, I guess. I don't have any parking tickets, but you know, that's the limit. So like, he has the accounts and the passwords. I've changed most of those that are able to be changed. A lot of them, because it was my oldest email account that he got into.
Yeah.
They just don't exist anymore. Like, there was literally one that was like saying my Gmail, and I was like, oh, but it was the only one that showed my Gmail. And it was for Athenascope, and I was like, that company doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
And anything on my Gmail, if you're logging in like with Google,
like if you're gonna hack, don't get that Hotmail account. Like,
well, so, and that's why what it
Hotmail
was
account.
is it's because that's the account that is my Microsoft account, and I think that's how he got in, because he got in through me running the game, and so I think there was a Trojan built into the game. And it got into whatever account was the primary account on the Microsoft account, which is my Hotmail, or technically it's Outlook, because I recently updated it to @outlook.com, but it like, I have to have the Hotmail one as an alias for like old stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of that got messed up. My Discord got cleaned out because it uses my Hotmail. You know, all that good stuff. Oh, that's just okay. Yeah.
I just found that in the door when I was coming.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm finishing the podcast. Anyway, so yeah, really goofed up all my stuff, goofed up my Discord. Was able to change that password. And thank you, Discord. Well, thank you, Discord, and also the heck Discord. They say like have two-factor. Didn't matter. I don't know how he got in, but the two-factor did nothing.
Yeah.
Which is odd because anytime I try and log in with it,
it's so hard to make it so complicated.
You got to get on my Google Authenticator and pull the code and everything. But like he was able to just wipe out all my friends' messages and everything. But so I was changed that. Thankfully, when you change your password on Discord, it logs you out of every other Discord session that you're in.
Yeah.
So however he was in it, he was gone from it. I'm working on trying to get my email changed. Just to, this has made me realize like it's been fun Hotmail, but like we're done.
Yeah.
Like we're calling it a day. But thankfully none of my big stuff got hit.
Right.
My bank, Facebook, and everything like that. And it's literally because of my laziness that I didn't get hit. Because
it's so wild.
A while back, I got tired of going, all right, is this account on the Hotmail or is it on the Gmail? I'm tired of trying to remember. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. It's this one. So a while back, I switched all the big three: Facebook, banking, YouTube, Twitch, like all the big ones. I switched to Gmail because I was like, I had that. I check it more. It functions better on my Google phone or my Android phone, I should say. So I was like, I'm tired of it. Everything's going to Gmail. And then that's how they got you with it, is it with Microsoft, because there's no way. Well, I mean, I guess you could theoretically set it to your Gmail, but
yeah.
Anyway, the point is I got hit hard, and it was to the point where I was not confident that just resetting my passwords would do the trick. So what I ended up doing was also fresh installing Windows all over. So I did a full reinstall on Windows, like completely from scratch, no backup nonsense or anything like that. And then like the very first thing I did when I got Windows all booted back up again is it saves all your previous stuff in like windows.old just in case you need to get back into something that you didn't realize. Nope, deleted that. That folder had to go. So all that, I'm like 99% sure that like he's out of my system. He can't, because like I've completely fully reinstalled Windows, so whatever access he had is gone.
Yeah.
So he should be out. The negatives from that, one, I've got to reinstall everything, and that includes an audio editor, and that includes the edited podcast again. I didn't lose the podcast. That's still on the SD card, but my edits and everything, because they were still like actively being edited, were still on the C drive instead of the long-term D drive. And so now I've got to re-edit the podcast. So that's why last week's episode is not out, because life decided to take a huge dump on me right at the end of a very long, stressful week anyway, and it just wrecked my weekend.
Yeah.
So this one, it's a decent chance this one will come out before, but we'll still release the All In Live podcast. I will just mark it as a bonus and not a regular episode. So you know that like you're not hearing this sequentially. You'll hear about the podcast here, and then you'll actually hear said podcast later on.
Yeah.
So that's how that stands. Weird silver lining. I have not been able to play Halo Infinite for months. Game just doesn't launch. But when I was reinstalling everything, I was like, all right, I need Steam, I need Discord, I need Firefox, this, that, and the other.
Was that why you were randomly streaming like at a certain time of night?
The other night I was streaming. I was playing Dead Cells, and I was like, "Oh, you know what? I don't have my streaming stuff set up," and so I downloaded it, and I was like, "All right, let me get this set up, and let me like play just bare bones, just to make sure everything's still working."
Yeah, because I saw that you were on. I clicked over, and then you were gone, and I was like,
I was only online for like 45 minutes. It was just to be like, does the game go through? Is my mic through? Is it capturing the right display? Because I had to reinstall, none of my stuff was there. Like everything's in that long-term storage, so I just had to go get it and put it back in place. But nothing was there installing from scratch. And so I was like, all right, game, webcam, mic, let's see. All right, this works. All right, Twitch is encoding correctly. All right, YouTube is encoding correctly. Like, so yeah, I was just like rando streaming for 45 minutes just to make sure that it worked. So
Bingo.
That's how that planned out. So, but that's how we're going to end. I know it sounds weird to end on like the bad news. That's partially my fault that I got so caught up in wanting to do it after the quick pop minute and then swell up, and we swelled first and then like, oh shoot, let's get our stuff in. But nonetheless, TLDR
For next time.
TLDR All In was amazing. Go watch AEW. This is coming from the WWE guy. Go watch AEW. Good stuff all around. The EVPs are gone. Did you see their entrance where they got all mad that they didn't have their pyro and
Comic
like,
Sans will never
Comic
not
Sans.
irritate me.
It gave like Windows screensaver vibes. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I loved it. That was so good that they were like demanding pyro and everything. And they were just like, no, you don't get that no more.
Yeah.
And it's weird how Okada is now taking their side. I mean, I know bad guy's kind of bad, but here we are.
Well, I mean,
so yeah.
they're still part of the elite. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
That's true. So yeah,
Okada's
go watch
got new
AEW.
music. Using One OK Rock,
Yeah,
Curiosity.
I think
It's a good
that sounds
good song.
Right. It
good
just
song.
isn't what I just heard the other day. So
Yeah.
So yeah, go check that out. Ron is amazing and a beautiful boy. And now that I've seen him again, because it was Jake's first time seeing it, was my just updated my visual memory of him. Still a good hugger, is turning into an old man more rapidly than the rest of us, which was very funny to watch. Yeah, your cane that you brought showed all the features and then never used.
Yeah.
It sat in the corner, Tiny Tim style, the whole time we were there. I loved it because I walked in and I saw it there, and I was just like,
your boys healed me for a little bit.
Well, it was just great because like you whipped it out, showed it, set it down over by like the bar area, and then it did not move. And so when we walked back in from All In and y'all like ran to the bathroom, I looked over and I was like, oh, Tiny Tim won't be making it to the fire next year. Like,
yeah,
that's the vibe it gave. But it's nice to see all of us are getting that level of old. Ron got to see his present at the Verbo, which he accepted pretty well, especially because he was very confused. Like, what could y'all have delivered here without you even being here? You know how you prevent that in the future next time, Ron? Look at the freaking listing next time.
No one gave me the listing. No one gave me
in the
address.
Chat. No,
was
it was
really?
100% in the Instagram chat because I said, hey, where are we staying again? And Jake did it again. And so I was like, oh, okay, just because I wanted the address and to get an idea where it was. And then I started clicking through the rooms. And then I private messaged Jake, was like, so we've already decided where Ron's staying, right? He goes, yes. And I was like, we're talking about the same thing? And he goes, yes. And I was like, cool, glad we're in agreement.
Yeah,
so yes,
no, you'll see that video. You'll see that video.
We saw the listing and we were immediately like, bet we know where Ron's staying. Oh me. But yeah, good times were had by all. Love you all. Thank you all for everyone who followed us over the weekend, because I did see a couple little uptick in the audience. Thank you. Welcome to the chaos that is not the norm. Hopefully everything will be back to a more regular schedule working forward. All In just happened right before a really long week where I had nothing. Like, it was work and then stuff in the evening, and then I went to bed, and then work and then stuff in the evening, and I went to bed. And the one day, that was the messed up part about this run. The one day, I'll just tell you, it was VBS. I had to take the kids to VBS pretty much every day that week. The one day where I was not supposed to take the kids to VBS, and I would have this nice full blank evening in front of me, is the one day this garbage happened. I was like, are you kidding me? I've got this one chunk of time that I can do whatever I want with. Not even a huge chunk, just this one nice little chunk of time. And that is when all this decided to go down, because my Saturday was full up because I was putting on a Warhammer workshop, and Sunday is full up because it's Sunday. So mad.
Yeah.
So mad. But hey, thanks for fixing my Halo. Appreciate that. Shout out to the worst guy. I'll leave you with this. You wanted to when you wanted to end on a happy note, and so this is going to be the happy note we're going to end on. I think I exhausted this hacker all the way down from him demanding $450 from me to just $75 because I kept stalling him. And then at some point I started trying to negotiate with him, but it was only because he had horrible tactics. I kept going, I need assurances. What's the assurance that you're going to do this? Well, you'll pay me and then we'll get on a video call and I'll show you me deleting your stuff. And I was like, okay, but what's stopping you from like me paying you and then you just blocking me and that's that? And then I just, paid you all this money and that no, trust me, bro. Like you pay me and then I'll show you. And I was like, see, that's not going to work. You're not assuring me that you're going to do this. You hacked me. The trust is already low. You can't just be like, trust me, bro. That's not, we're past that. The situation we're in indicates that trust me, bro is gone. And I swear to God, Ron, at one point he goes, all right, here's what we'll do. Get in the video call. I'll show you I'll show you me deleting all your information and then you can pay me. Does that work for you? And I was like, do you not realize the flaw in your plan, sir? He goes, what do you mean? I was like, are you serious? You don't see the problem with that? And he goes, dude, just pay me the money. And I was like, okay, but that's the thing. So let's do this. You get on and you show me you deleting the information. He's like, yeah, and then you'll pay me. And I was like, what's stopping me from blocking you and leaving the situation once you delete my information? He was like, whatever, man, F you. I'm just going to leave. You know what? I'm just going to leave and ruin your life. You had your chance. And then he removed me as a friend. And I thought he had blocked me because you know how you deal with these scammers. Suddenly the text goes red and you're like, oh, I can't talk to them. They must have blocked me. And then I just happened to hover over his name and the add friend button. I was like, let's just try. So I said, add friend. He re-added me and was like, what do you want? I was like, let's talk. Let's talk this out. You want me to pay you? Let's work out a better system. I literally exhausted this guy because at one point I was like, dude, I need you to understand. I have like $17 in my account, a 500 credit score, probably, and 3 kids. I do not have any money. I will not have any money for 5-6 more days. That's not happening. You can keep demanding this and lording. Even if I was like, brother, I would love to pay you. I cannot. And he goes, whatever, man. Bye. And has not spoken to me since.
Nice.
I don't trust that my information is gone. I do think I have annoyed this man into being like, it's, you know what?
You were a bad mark.
And because but my whole purpose of this was in my head, he has his information and he probably, there's probably maybe, and it's a hacker, but there's probably a decent chance that if I did pay him, he would have let it gotten rid of it. Cause he's like, all right, I got my money out of this. This guy is going to be worth like $10 on like the black market. Cause realistically, that's how much an individual person's that doesn't have anything exceptional about them. That's how much that's worth on the black market. Like that, when you talk about how much you're worth, if you don't have anything exceptional, pennies. So if he got his money, he would have been like, all right, I got my worth. So I believe he really probably would have deleted it, but I couldn't actually say it. And of course, again, I didn't have the money, but I think I knew as long as I kept thinking that he was going to get money, he was not going to do anything with that information. He's just going to hold on to it. And so I stalled for 2 days and changed all the passwords that he showed me that he had. So now he has an outdated license, a no good picture of my passport, and incorrect information. Sell that information and find out it's wrong. And let me know how it turns out for you.
Yeah.
So I stalled him to the point of I got all the information changed. He's out and then doesn't have access to all that stuff. And B, mentally wore this man down from $450 to $75 to, man, just whatever. Bye.
Love it.
So that's your feel good
love the
moment.
story. Yeah.
Ace is so difficult to deal with that even when you hack him, you're like, can you just leave me alone? I'll listen to your podcast, whatever, man. Just go away.
Nice.
No, man, let's talk about how we can make me pay you better.
I love
Your
that.
system needs work. Like coaching the hacker. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. I love you all. I'm sorry that the stuff is late, but we'll get it out there. Joe up. Shocking. Ethnic slurs.